guys, and welcome back to Callie's Crafts. Today we will be making gum slime. All you need is some hot water and some gum. But today I'm going to be using some room temperature water and she's going to be using some warm water. Stick gum works the best, so we prefer to use the Extra brand. So we're using Extra Berry Blast. Let's get started. So we're going to be adding our 3 little sections of gum, and we're just gonna put it right in the water, and you're just gonna start kind of squeezing it together, just so when it starts coming together like it would in a normal stick of gum. And then you're just gonna keep kneading it in the water until it is a slime-like consistency. And sometimes it'll start getting a little bit hard. You just gotta keep dipping it back in the water. It works best if you knead it in the water. Awkward silence. I started laughing in the middle of that. And mine feels like a big giant piece of rubber.
I'm gonna go get a different gum. Maybe a different gum will work.
Yeah, so I'm going to try to say this and start chewing it, because this is failing so hard right now.
Let's see if a different gum, the same brand, will work. Because this was kind of a little melted when we started. So maybe, I don't know if that will be melted too. We'll figure it out. So mine sort of came together.
Mine was a little bit rubbery, and then I put it in my mouth and started chewing it, and now it's got a little more stretch to it.
Look at, there we go. See, stretch.
So we are going to quickly go get some different water. Whoopsies. Some different gum.
Working?
It is. Now shut up. I hate you, Justin. My fingers are pink.
That's what happens when you play with pink.
Shut up. Worked.
Do you want a pierogi?
Stop. Go.
Are you kidding me?
We don't have to start over. Don't worry.
Do you want a pierogi? Eat the pierogi! Y'all?
Focus, no. Actually, yes, I will.
Here.
It was cold. So,
Just come out of the fridge.
put it on the table. Go away. Away. Away.
My house.
Yeah, well, it's my YouTube video, so bye-bye.
Not my problem.
Kind of is.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye. You can leave now. You know you have to go to Lake Placid.
Okay, so I got 3 pieces each.
It worked. Look at. What type of gum is this? Oh, Orbit.
So it's not the same
Spearmint.
brand.
Spearmint, probably, right?
Yeah. Things are being annoying. You can throw those away.
Actually, not.
It worked. There you go. Okay, mine feels like a big, giant, fat piece of rubber.
That's what gum is. It's made out of rubber.
Yeah, it's so made out of rubber, Justin.
So made out of
It is.
rubber.
Look it up.
It's gum. How do you eat rubber?
It's like edible, but it's
Edible rubber, that's not a thing.
right?
No.
Look it up.
Okay, cool.
We'll look it up. Bye. Bye.
Okay. Ow. I just snapped myself.
Come on.
Okay, so I brought down.
That gum also made our water a little pink.
It's got a pink color.
Okay.
Okay, so we're not gonna break this up because we're lazy.
I'm breaking it into pieces only because just half pieces maybe, and I'll drop it in.
And start squeezing it together. I'm using warm water. The water's ice cold.
We're gonna get some warmer water. You just give us 1 minute, Callie. Back with some warmer water. Hopefully it'll work better.
Up until World War II, chewing gum was made of a substance called chicle mix with flavorings. Chicle is a latex sap that comes from the sapodilla tree. In other words, chicle is a form of rubber. These gum bases are essentially synthetic rubbers that have the same temperature profile as chicle.
What the heck's chicle?
Synthetic rubber. That's what I just said.
Oh, that's nice to know.
Yeah, that we're
And
eating
still
rubber.
chewing gum.
You're eating tires.
Not really.
Bentley, get out of here.
Okay,
Bye.
so this is
We're Bentley boy.
working pretty well. It is coming together pretty well, and since we got some warmer water, it kind of helps it absorb all the water better. Colder water doesn't really go into the gum that well. It makes it more rubbery. So I'm gonna try to save this.
Really just eat it again? I just kept playing with mine and it worked. You don't have to chew on it. That's gross. Well, the
worked.
good part about this slime is it is edible.
Because water is edible and gum is edible. So this is actually working pretty well. I'm gonna get some really hot water. That really helps. And we are just going to move it so you can see the sink. And I'm gonna get some really hot water. And you're just gonna knead it kind of in the water and let it stretch with the water in it. And that is gonna help it really like expand and be very stretchy. Because you want the slime to really absorb all the water. Just like it would be if you were chewing it. So it has gotten pretty hot. And it is helping the slime. You can see how much it's stretching. So, at home, if it's not working that well, you can just
Get really hot
let
water.
it stretch. And when you stretch it, set it right under the water and get all those thin pieces really absorbed by that water. And this really helps it just expand and be very stretchy. And you want it to be almost like a little more than lukewarm. You want it to be pretty hot. And you saw what it was before. Leave it in the comments down below and see if you think that this worked or if you think it's not really like slime. I personally think that this is working pretty well.
I'm gonna now go over and do my slime.
And the previous ones that were really rubbery, these ones, with the extra berry burst gum, we are going to try and fix those. And it really just expands the slime and makes it more like a slime consistency. Because you can see that it was really rubbery before, and now it is very stretchy. And it's a lot more.
Really does work.
It like opens up the slime to let the water kind of like let it stretch easier without being like sticky. And as we said, this is edible, so if you just want to play with it, and then if you get tired of playing with it and don't want to make it go like sticky in a bag, you can just eat it, and it's a double purpose slime. You can eat it and play with it. But we advise you to wash your hands before. We have previously washed them before we started making it, because there are a lot of germs on your hands, and this would not really be edible that much if you don't wash your hands, because then all the germs will be in this and it won't be that good. And luckily this does not stick to like your tables or counters, as long as you don't leave it on for too long. So now we're going to fix our other slime, and I'm just going to,
See, this really did work.
and I'm just going to,
As it didn't before, but now that it's been in warm water,
so you saw what this slime looked like before. It was really rubbery and hard, and it didn't stretch at all. And I'm going to show you after what it looked like, because mine looks pretty similar to Addie's. And I'm just keep stretching it with this water. And in the description box below, we will tell you how to, every little detail about doing this, so you don't have any reason to get this wrong, so you can get it all right and have it work really well. And now Addie's gonna come over and she's gonna fix her slime. And you saw what it looked like before. And now it is very stretchy. Before it was really rubbery.
yeah, it's very, very rubbery right now.
And it wouldn't stretch that easy. And now you can see it just stretches. And we're gonna actually combine these together.
I barely put any water on it, and it's not stretching very good. It's very hard to stretch. So you really want to make sure you put a lot of.
And as we said, when you stretch it, then you're gonna add the water right here into the middle. Because then that'll help it really get into all those little sections between the gum. And it'll just help it a lot. And we're actually going to, we have made previous ones with the extra Berry Burst gum. And we're gonna add that to both of these. So yeah, we're going to mix them all together.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna add it together under the faucet because it's got a little bit rubbery before.
I accidentally threw mine away because it really didn't work that well. So
now I have this. And now I have just added this. You see it got a little bit bigger. And we're just going to add it right to our green slimes. Just like this. And it makes it really cool.
I gotta go add mine under the water. It just works a little better.
It kind of lets them both stretch together. And it'll make a really nice like peachy green color, which is really fun to play with. And it stretches really far. And it tastes really good too, because you get that spearmint flavor and the berry burst flavor, and it just helps it really make a really fruity flavor with a little bit of mintiness. And I'm going to just come over here and make it a little bit more stretchy.
This color looks really cool so far. Well, as you mix it in, it's not gonna look as cool, but right now it's like a tie-dye color, so it looks really, really cool. And it just stretches out perfect as you see. It can stretch really, really far. So, like I said, this gum didn't fail at all, this gum thing. Most do, this one really didn't.
Because most people think you have to put it in a bowl, but it works much better when you do it straight from the faucet or
it
any
just
type of
keeps
water source.
pouring on it and it just works perfect.
And it stays hot the whole time, because in a bowl, if you're the room you're doing it in is a little bit cooler, it'll make your water cold pretty fast. So you can see
Just
how
every time you
stretchy-
take it out to play it, make sure you put it back under warm water, because sometimes,
it can
like my
harden.
countertop, our countertop is pretty cold right about now because we just washed it with colder water than normal water, and the air conditioning in here, well, So it kind of just is harder to stretch now. So you can see, just breaks. But they're really fun to play with. You can make cool designs with it, like hearts, and
You can make little roses if you cut it up into little shapes. You can roll it out. And I'm actually going to show you how to make the perfect rose. So first you're going to make a little bud. You're going to kind of stretch it out into a little thing.
it's not stretching very good.
And then you're just going to kind of make it into this. Make sure the edges are really thin.
I will be right back.
And you're just going to kind of roll it up in your hand so it should look like that. And then you're going to take another piece and you're going to put that out into a little. You're going to stretch it all out. And then you're going to just wrap it around it. Make sure the end is very thin. Stretch that out good. You're going to put it right around it. Make it go out a little bit. And then you're going to take another littler piece and you're going to stretch that around. And then you're going to fold that around it. And you're going to section them out into pieces about that big. Because you don't want them too big where they fall over on it. And you're going to roll the next one on. And then the last few pieces.
Really all you're doing is just adding layers on. So you just basically wrap it around. Make sure the top comes out a little bit, not very much, just enough. So that's my bud and my first layer so far. It really does work, so make sure when you're doing this though, if you put it in your warm water, because if you use a bowl, when you use your bowl, make sure it's hot water so that it cools as you're doing it. Doesn't do that much. See, it just stretches it out way more as you go along, so.
And I have finished my rose, and we will compare them when she's done. And there's my rose. You can see all the little layers and the bud right there in the center. And you can see all the little kind of details all around it. And you want to make sure if you're going to put it somewhere or like play with it, then you want to make sure you have like a little end on it and you can hold it. And then when you're done, you just stretch it back out and it sticks together really well. Sometimes when other people I've seen try it, sometimes it'll be like not sticking together. That's why you want to make sure you have pretty hot water. And
That's why, as you can see, I went over and I got different water. So, because mine cooled too fast through this video, so it doesn't normally work.
And before you make any designs, you want to make sure that it is as stretchy as possible. So you want to keep, if you put it in a bowl, you want to keep going back and getting more hot water. Or if you want to like put it in the microwave and heat it up, that might be better because you're not wasting any water. But we just, to save time, just went over and got some more hot water
From the faucet.
And you want to make sure that it's not like lukewarm water. You want to make sure that it's pretty hot water.
Hot water, because if you don't use hot water, sometimes it doesn't normally work.
Yeah, it'll stay like that rubbery consistency quicker because it doesn't have enough hot water to keep it stretchy. Once the water cools down, like once the temperature of the slime cools down, it gets like rubbery and like harder to stretch because the water on it cools. It's just like trying to do it with cold water. So that is all we have for you today.
Well, all we're gonna say when you do this slime, make sure you have warm water and really those square gums in some packages where it's like hard on the outside. Try not to use that because of the outside is pretty hard.
And you have to work it in and kind of break it and let the outside dissolve. It's just quicker to use the stick gum.
Yeah. And also, you don't have to use all your gum to make the rose. Like, this is my rose. If you want, you in the comments, you can tell us whose rose you think was better. If you would like, you don't have to do that. My name is Addison, and this is my rose. And Callie showed you her rose before. So, also for short, you can just do Addie, A-D-D-Y.
So thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching.